NFL players who got rejected before they became big. Back in 1967, John Randle was born in the tiny town of Mumford, Texas, with barely more than 150 people living there. He was the youngest of 3 boys, raised by his mother Martha, who worked as a maid for only about $20 a week, so the family lived in a small shack with no running water, no plumbing, and no heating or air conditioning, and winters meant piling under 8 or 9 blankets just to try and keep warm. But even from the very beginning, the odds were stacked against him in more ways than one. You see, to get to Hearn High School, Randle had to ride a bus 10 miles each way. After football practice, he and his older brother Irvin would sometimes have to hitchhike home, arriving as late as 2 in the morning, and at one point he even quit football, but his mom convinced him to return, telling him that if he stopped, there would be nothing else for him to do in town. But even after high school, rejection just kept following him. The thing is, his low SAT scores meant no big universities came calling, so he started at a junior college before transferring to Texas A&I, aka the present-day Texas A&M, where he became a star. But when the 1990 NFL draft came, not a single team picked him. Scouts said he was too small at 6'1" and 244 pounds, and even when teams gave him a chance, they still slammed the door in his face. For example, Tampa Bay cut him in camp, Atlanta showed no interest, and the Minnesota Vikings told him they would only sign him if he weighed over 250 pounds. However, there was one main problem. Randle was only 240 points, but that didn't stop him from getting creative. What I mean is that Randle went to a hardware store, bought a 10-pound chain, and hid it under his sweats for the weigh-in. That chain got him to 250 pounds and earned him a contract with the Vikings. But you won't believe just how far he went from there. Randle went from 1 sack as a rookie to becoming the toughest defensive tackle in the league. He made 7 Pro Bowls, was a 6-time All-Pro, led the NFL in sacks in 1997, and retired with 137.5 sacks, the most ever for a defensive tackle. And in 2010, the man who once needed a chain just to get signed was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, forever proving that no amount of rejection can stop someone with that much fight.